A sincerely religious person will first become atheist, and a sincerely atheistic person will become agnostic. When you start looking for the truth, if that's what you're looking for, most people who say that they follow a religion are not really looking for any answers, but they're kind of pondering their own ego. Religion, for most part, is a medium of uh, exaggerating your ego. It's like a way to feel good about yourself. It reading the books and saying, you follow a certain religion and you descend from a certain ancestry makes you feel good in a certain way. It takes out many existential questions, many hard questions out of the way, and puts you on a straight path to doing a job forever. Just being a workman forever. Actually, that's the reason the word worship and workship are so similar, because they are derived. Actually, worship is derived from workship. Like back in the day, um, let's say if you lived in Europe and someone asked you, who do you worship? And you say, oh, I worship the Catholic Church, or I worship the God through the Catholic Church, or I follow the Catholic Church. It's one and the same thing. And what they are asking you when they ask you, who do you worship, is who do you worship? Like, who do you work for? Who do you pay your taxes for? Who do you pay your attention to? Taxes are even secondary. The primary thing they need is your attention. With attention follows energy. Have you heard the phrase, energy goes where attention, or rather, energy flows where attention goes, right? So what they need is your attention. And once they have your attention, then they program you through words, through books, through priests, through events, through pilgrimage, through many things in a certain way. And that's for you to show up to work every single day, pay your taxes, don't question authority, let the king rule as they're ruling. um Most religions, actually, if you negate the Eastern religions, polytheistic religions, the three main religions in the world today, or rather two main, let's say Christianity and Islam, and even Judaism to some extent too. If you look into the origins of these religions, they all are very political religions. They have very close connections with who will become the ruler, who will be the leader, who will be the king. That's why even today those same tools are used for managing politics, and they work so effectively. It's because that's the reason they were invented for, and that's the main tool of governance that was used before education, law, and everything else that is sophisticated today existed. Religion was the one soft program that ran all the community, the society. And then capital punishments was the hard program. So soft programming curbs the hard programming, and hard programming kind of circumvents the soft programming. So they both go hand in hand with each other. So back to the original statement that I started with. A sincerely religious person, who, by religious here I mean a person who's looking for answers, okay, who has some basic sense of knowledge, some basic understanding of the universe, not just a person who's blindly following a dogmatic scripture, or a person who's blindly following some guru or some teacher. That's not who I'm talking about here. Okay, so a person who's really looking for the truth, who has read thousands of philosophers, thousands of ideologies, and looked into many different religions and did a comparative study, along with education, okay, along with today's education, I would say, education is also a philosophy. There have been many philosophies. Typically, since I know the Indian background of philosophies more so than the Western, there have been nine types of different philosophies in ancient India before the Dark Ages arrived. So the out of the nine philosophies, six philosophies are theistic. Okay, they believe in a certain deity that exists, and three other philosophies they are atheistic. So they have also been atheistic philosophies, theistic philosophies, and in those theistic philosophies there have been polytheistic philosophies and monotheistic philosophies and ditheistic philosophies, many different. In the three atheistic philosophies, the two, the two. One is Buddhism and the other is Jainism, which is also a religion which has been established in India, still goes on. Um, if you keep those two aside, the third philosophy, which is the Charvak philosophy, okay, it's called Charvak. It's spelled with a C on with a dash on top. Charvaka. Charvak Charvak philosophy. In basically Charvak philosophy, they deny everything that you cannot perceive through your five physical senses. They deny there is a soul, they deny there is anything higher than us. They are completely materialistic. They say just party, enjoy, and have a good time, drink, smoke, get high, have sex, get naughty, and yeah, live your life to the fullest. Party all night, live all day, and work hard, party harder. Those are the type of people Charvaks were. They existed in like around 3,000 years ago. And Charvaks actually, since they were very materialistic and since they denied the existence of the soul, this philosophy has also existed for a long time. And you would be surprised to know that the education system that we apparently follow today or live in today, this education system is a philosophy as well, right? Where what's the origin of this philosophy, or the genesis of the philosophy of education is the Big Bang. So the genesis of Bible was something else. The genesis of the philosophy of education is the Big Bang. And typically this philosophy is the Charvak philosophy, which denies the soul, denies the existence of any soul, and focuses completely on the material aspects of the world, which 50% is correct. That's why modern medicine works half of the time when it comes to like patching you up or like doing a procedure. Yes, that's amazing that they can see through your body, put an implant, join your bones, like sew up basically anything that's been broken away. And that way, yes, modern medicine is amazing. But when it comes to healing you, like holistic healing, when it comes to some chronic diseases, when it comes to um, just elevating yourself to a different level, that in that sense modern medicine does not come handy at all. Actually, in that sense, even the nutrition suggested by modern medicine seem to fail at many instances. That's why there are thousands of fitness gurus and nutrition experts on YouTube and everywhere else, and their business works because what we study in school does not. If what we studied in school worked, then why would we need all these gurus and fitness influencers to tell us what to do and what not to do, what to eat and what not to eat? So there's a lot of manipulation. There's a lot of deliberate uh, misdirection. There's a lot of unnecessary coercion in our education system, and like I said, it's a part of the Charvak philosophy. So not really, I'm not saying that it's a Indian philosophy, but what I'm saying is that the philosophy itself, if in English we have to translate it, it could be called the dead souls philosophy or the dead souls doctrine, where this is a very famous Greek philosophy existed, or rather established by Aristotle and his followers. And most of, not most of, all of our education system runs on Aristotelian principles of philosophy. Aristotle is the father of our modern education, and um, the people that design the matrix, the people who run our society, who are the social engineers of our systems, of our matrix. Those people are extremely Aristotelian in nature when it comes to creating philosophies. They themselves do not follow, they themselves know what's the truth, okay? They exactly know where the truth lies. They've studied Hermes, they've studied all the secret teachings that have been hidden from us, but for the mass population, for the public, they have created absolutely physical dead souls doctrine, which governs our education, which governs our medicine, which governs our media, which governs our basically every source of information that comes to you. And even I would even go to an extent, even go to the extent of saying that the Abrahamic religions are also an attempt of creating a dead souls doctrine. I know this is a very controversial statement because, of course, there's a lot of focus on the soul, on Christianity, like saving your soul, and even in Islam and Judaism. However, the philosophy itself that's been that's been designed around it, that it's time is linear. You're born, you live a certain life, you follow some rules, you break some rules, you accumulate some deeds, you accumulate some sins, and then you will be judged at the end, and then you go somewhere forever. A linear progression of time, which again is another factor of the physical Charvak philosophy and the Big Bang philosophy, is to establish a linear time fallacy, and to replace the actual nature of time, which is cyclical or circular. Just like 24 hours in your watch repeat themselves over and over and over, similarly the nature's clock is the zodiac, and zodiac has 12 signs, 12 zodiac signs, each having 12, like each having 2000 years of a span in them. So when the sun passes through each zodiac sign, it takes 2000 years to pass one zodiac sign. That way 12 zodiac signs form 24,000 years, just like the 24 hours in your watch or clock. It's just that it doesn't move over twice, just like your watch moves over twice in a day, if you have, of course, an analog watch. But the sun moves two, let's say, like one zodiac sign every 2000 years, and that's how we have 24,000 years of cyclical time. And this cyclical time moves in cycles. It rises and falls. It has its illuminated time, and it has its dark times. And we are just coming out of the dark times. We are coming out of the darkest hour. And if I have to give you an estimate, the darkest hour was probably like between 800 to 1200 BC. Sorry, my bad. 800 to 1200 AD was the darkest hour of human history. You could even say 500 to 1500 AD. So, literally just now, the time that has passed 500 years ago was the darkest time out of the 24,000 years of cyclical time that we live in. Okay, that's why it feels like we are coming out of a constant linear time progression, as of from a stone age to a new modern age. And the argument that the current human is the most advanced human is the stupidest argument ever. We see mega structures around us which were built thousands of years ago, like the pyramids and temples in India, caves in Mexico, and the Incan pyramids also, and so many megaliths around the world, which cannot be built with modern technology. We see it even though we deny it. That's stupidity, and blame it on that aliens built it or some extraterrestrial being came and gave us the knowledge to make it. Nonsense. It was us. Okay, the time moves in cycles. We are coming out of a dark age. Actually, the dark age exists for around 3000 years, but the darkest of the age is right in between that 3000 years, which I estimate to be around, like, yeah, between 500 to 1500 AD, or between 800 to 1200 AD if you want to even concentrate it further. So if you are looking for the truth, okay, if you go in search of the metaphysical truth and find the reality of the atom, you find the reality of what is time, you find the reality of where you're living and everything else around you, and along with what education is telling you and media is telling you, you are going to become an atheist. Once you become an atheist, then you start analyzing stuff as well. Don't stop there, okay? Like, keep the analysis going. Get rid of all the dogmatic beliefs that you have in your mind, even the ones from education, even the ones from movies that you watched, medias that you listen to, and absolutely think about um everything logically. Look into the sky, look around you, look how things are working, and there are, oh my goodness, I don't even know where to start. And if I start talking, this video won't end for another 3-4 hours, and still at that time I would have so many more things to say. So I would direct you to my book, actually, which is The Dead Souls of Atlantis. It's on Amazon. Whichever English speaking country you are in, you will find it in your country on Amazon. Buy my book, read it, and let me know what you think. I guarantee that I will surprise you, and I will surprise you to the extent where you will not sleep for a few days. Okay, buy my book, and let me know what you think. But remember the statement what I said in before, and that's been the focus of this discussion, that an absolutely religious person, a sincerely religious person, is going to become atheist over the period of time. And a sincerely atheist person, a sincere atheist, conducting experiment, having raw logic, uh, trying to understand the absolute true nature of reality, is going to become agnostic. You're going to deny every single other dogma that you have found around you. You're going to deny all the other mythological philosophies. You're going to deny everything else. But you're going to also deny the fact, you're going to also deny the philosophy that's given by education. How? I won't tell you right now. Buy my book, or comment below, or email me and ask me, and I can have a one-on-one call with you, or see where you are, and then we can start talking from there. But that's the truth. That is the reality, that an absolutely atheist person, pick up pick up any good philosopher from the past 500 years, and at the end, those philosophers, as long as they are not deep state philosophers who own the world, and they're not writing for, like our school books. They will honestly give you an opinion that they do not know how this stuff works, how the world runs, and how everything is governed. But also they cannot deny that there is some supernatural power that exists. Okay, that is just pure raw agnosticism, that accepting something exists but also accepting you don't know much. Like Socrates said, right? Like, I don't know much, people also don't know much, but the difference between me and the people is that I know that I don't know much, but people do not know that they don't know much. And people just go around thinking just because you have a degree, just because went to a college for 3 years, now you have a, just you found some magic, like magical hidden knowledge in the world. It doesn't work that way, and neither does it come from any religious book. If it was that easy, why would it be, right? Even for the people who follow Abrahamic faiths, who believe that this world is a test for you guys. If it was a test, if it really was, you know uh, an exam that you will be judged on later based on your deeds and your sin, why do you think the instructions would be available so readily and so easily in your home, in every home? Like, if you think Bible is the word of God, or Quran is the word of God, or Old Testament, why would that be the most sold book in the world, right? Like, if it is a test and if you have to find answers, why would those answers be given to you ready made? They wouldn't be, right? They would never be given to you. You would have to look for them. They would not be in any book. That's how it is. They are not in any book. Okay, neti is what the old monks in India said, that you can know God by denying, like you can know God by elimination only. You can know, maybe God is a very loaded word here to use, but you can know the truth only by elimination. You cannot express the truth, you cannot write it in words, you cannot uh, you cannot formulate a dogma around it. You cannot just put it in words. It's beyond words. It's like a dumb person has eaten something very flavorful, and it's trying to explain the flavor of it. Like like a mute person. When I say dumb, I mean a mute person who cannot talk. Let's say he ate a pizza for the first time in his life and is trying to explain what the taste is like. How could he, right? First of all, he's mute, and secondly, taste is a very unexplainable thing, right? Like, how can you explain taste of a pizza to someone who has never had pizza? You cannot. Well, the experience of God, or the divine juice of life, whatever you call it, the elixir of life, the taste of that is also something similar, that you're going to taste it, you're going to experience it, you're going to feel it in the deepest part of your bones, but you won't be able to tell a single soul what it really feels like unless that soul has also experienced it. And then you can meet each other and then laugh about it and have talks about how you felt, and form a commune around it. But explaining the truth to someone is exactly like a mute person explaining the flavor of pizza to someone. However, that doesn't mean there is no material reality. That doesn't mean there is no material truth. There definitely is 100% material truth. And what we know today, as a part of our education, as a part of our upbringing, uh 99% of is it's almost unrelated, unnecessary, incompatible, whatever you want to say. But you will have to discard all of those ideologies before accepting what's the truth. Again, check out my book, The Dead Souls of Atlantis. If you have any questions, write them to me right away by email or comment down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.